on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me. Done dealing with you, so it seemed like I get so much, I don't get nothing back. I really thought it was love, but you're so fucking whack. Always get caught up in love, but now you're done with that. I can't get caught up in love, so now I'm, flexing on my exes and my Model X. Pretty little, skinny, little bitty body Model X. Some of y'all ain't never had no real bitch and it shows. I keep it 100 from my head down to my toes. Back up on my bullshit, back up on the move. Touchdown in my hometown, got nothing to lose. I am on my own now, I am in control now. I need you to go now, I can fix my own crown. Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Don't dealing with you.
What I'm looking at today, guys, so you can see this bearish order block right here. Price failed to trade through the mean threshold of this order block and gave us this large range lower. Also trading through this bearish candle right here, which I classify as a bullish order block, even though it's in a premium. Price traded through it, right? So I'm expecting prices to go lower, so yeah, let's go on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, let's just remove this. On the daily time frame, we just got this break in market structure, and if you can see this order block right here, which was bullish, you can see that price actually traded through that order block and closed below it, which further confirms my bearish bias. Right, so on the daily, this is my nearest drawn liquidity right there. When we go on the 1 hour, now there's a few things that I learned on the 1 hour, but on the 1 hour I am basically expecting a Judas swing. We have this fair value gap right here, and we have just traded through buy stops. You see these buy stops right here? We have just traded through those buy stops, and we have that fair value gap right here. So it's either price breaks this fair value gap and goes to this fair value gap, then goes lower, or price respects this fair value gap, rebalances this fair value gap, then go lower to those relatively equal lows right there. That's my target for today. Then I go on the 15-minute time frame. What do I see in the 15-minute time frame? What I see on the 15-minute time frame is that we still have liquidity right here. Right? Price traded through these buy stops. Price is trading through these buy stops currently, actually. Right? And I'm looking for displacement lower. We also, if we refine this fair value gap on the 15-minute, you can see that we are still within that fair value gap. So I'm expecting displacement lower. And then you go on the 5-minute. Now, one thing that I've realized is that if you are trading 2022 mentorship on the on forex, right, the 5-minute is the safest to use, because you see here there's already an entry model. But you can see that this is not gonna hold. See right here, there's already an entry model. We're inside a 15-minute fair value gap, right? We are above the midnight opening price. There are sell stops below, down there to target, right? And you see what I mean? Here are some buy stops that is just taken out. We've got a displacement lower and a market structure shift. This is where my entry would be if I was trading on the 3-minute, which I'm not. This would be the first target where you take your first partial, right? And then you just target going lower, but I doubt I would ever target this right here, these lows right there. I'm not saying it's impossible for price to go there, but guys, psychology sometimes, so I don't think this is going to hold. That's why I say I prefer going on the 5-minute now, just to see what price does on the 5-minute. I feel like the 5-minute entry model on forex is better. So that's what I'm seeing today on Euro USD. I'm expecting prices to go lower, right? But I'm expecting that Judah swing first, then price to go lower. And then what I'm going to do right now is that, okay, this is taking so long. I do not know why. Okay, here it is. So I've watched 8 market maker primer videos. So I'm gonna watch these 2 next, right? And then the next one, these 2. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, market maker primer is filled with jam-packed knowledge, which is very simple, right? Especially these right here, these videos right here, from here, and like all of them, I'm not gonna lie, all of the 8 videos that I've just watched, I've learned something new from market maker primer. So if you guys are contemplating on whether you should watch market maker primer, so far I'm really satisfied with everything that I've learned. And you guys said you wanted the notes, so I'm going to put a link in the description of the notes of me studying market maker primer. Which ones do you guys want? Do you guys want these notes, 2022 mentorship, or these market maker primer notes? But I'm not done with the market maker primer notes. This is all I have for now, because I'm still learning. But you will see, guys, that they're really, really helpful notes for me, especially because I am the one who wrote them, of course, right? But everything that ICT says, I wrote down. Everything that he said, I wrote down. Everything that he said, I wrote down. So you guys can just say in the comments which playlist you want. If you want both, I'll put in both. And yeah. So let's just wait for price to print while I'm watching market maker primer. So I'm about to watch market maker primer right now while price is printing. And I'm not gonna lie, so much time has passed, and there are 2 reasons for that. Firstly, my dad was here, so I know that if I'm gonna shoot videos and everything, I'm not gonna shoot them in peace, right? Secondly is that I'm editing this video while I'm shooting so that I can post it in time, if that makes sense. So that's why I haven't watched anything yet, and so much time has passed. So right now I'm just gonna shoot some b-roll of me watching it, and then after shooting b-roll of me watching it, I'm actually going to watch it. Yeah.
Cause I got you. All my would have sacrificed. He really suffered up until he died. Yet here I am just moaning and groaning, complaining.
So if you guys can see, price created that Judah swing, tapped into this fair value gap right here, and then rallied below with displacement, right? We go on the 5-minute. We did not quite get an entry on the 5-minute. Where would I look for an entry? I would look for an entry right here. I'd look for an entry right there. But price did not come back to tag me in. And it has already went so low. So I don't know if this would still be valid. But we're just gonna journal it and see what happens, right? But if it so happens that price doesn't come back to this fair value gap, what I'll be looking at is for price to create a fair value gap within here. This is the 15-minute time frame. For price to create a fair value gap within here, we've already tapped into a fair value gap right there, right? Even on the 1 hour, this is part of a 1 hour fair value gap. So if price creates a fair value gap right here, this could be an entry. This could be an entry because it displaced lower, been displacing from here down there, right? If price creates a fair value gap, we enter there, right? So this is the 15-minute time frame. Price took out those sell stops, gave us displacement and a market structure shift. Here's the fair value gap I was talking about. Price came, tapped into the fair value gap, rallied lower. This is the relatively equal lows that could potentially be a target. But one thing that I've realized about the New York session is that price might just create an optimal trade entry before actually rallying lower. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Price can just rally lower from here. But
It can also create an optimal trade entry, then rally lower. So we can just watch price and see what it actually does.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh.
So guys, I had bought something to put here on my mirror so that I can shoot videos while driving, but I realized that I'm not that person. I'm not cut out for that. I cannot talk to you guys on the phone while driving because I get distracted, you know, to the point where I even removed this thing from the mirror because I kept on looking at it and it was just starting to become unsafe. So you guys are not gonna get that type of content where I speak in the car, but it's life, guys, you know, we don't all get what we want. But I just have to be safe when driving and make sure that other people are safe. So guys, I think I have about 7 months, if not 6, studying ICT. And to be honest, there are a few things that I did in the beginning of my journey that really slowed down my progress. And if I had not done these things, I could have been way further with these concepts than I am right now. The first thing is, I had a bad attitude. If you guys remember the first video that I ever posted where I announced that I'm starting to learn ICT, one of the things that I said in that video is that ICT is boring. It doesn't help that his voice is monotone. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Listening to an ICT video is boring. Yo. That's what I said. And whenever I came to the charts, whenever I came to watch ICT's content, I always came with that mentality that ICT concepts are boring. And that led me nowhere. Whenever I was watching his content, I would always sleep through the videos. Whenever I was watching his content, I would even make jokes about it on YouTube and post it. If you guys know this video, you guys know this video, you know. And that was a funny video, I'm not gonna lie, and most people could relate to it, but that was a bad attitude to have. That was a really, really bad attitude to have. And I really, really wish I did not have that attitude when I came to learning ICT, because I could have been further than I am right now. So that's the first thing, guys. Fix your attitude, you know. Fix the whole ICT is boring, guys. ICT is trying to entertain you. No, I mean, what? ICT is trying to educate you, not entertain you. If you're constantly looking for entertainment, guys, that is a problem. That is a problem. Sometimes some things are not going to be entertaining. Some things are just going to be boring and you're going to have to do it anyways. You know, school was boring for me, but I had to do it anyways. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get to where you want to get to, bro, like, don't just do the fun parts of the job, right? You can't just play soccer and not train. You need to train in order for you to be a better soccer player when you play. So that's the first thing. Fix your attitude. Fix your attitude. The second thing is that I was looking for shortcuts. I was at a point where I was watching other third-party ICT concepts channel and not watching ICT. I was watching Phase SMC, I was watching Arjun Trades, I was watching T Trades, I was watching Casper SMC, I was watching all of these guys. I promise you, all of these guys that teach ICT concepts, and I was not watching ICT. But I was trying to learn ICT concepts. You know, so that's why I even stopped watching third-party channels. I just want to learn ICT concepts from ICT, because one thing that you realize is that most of these guys are just giving you 5-minute ICT trainer, quit your job in 90 days, this and this, this and that, this and that, this and that, this and that. I wasted so much time watching those videos and backtesting those 5-minute strategies, and I really wish I did not. I really wish I just spent all of that time watching ICT and learning how to read price from the author of the concept, ICT. So that's one thing that I regret doing, and if I had not done it, I could have been way further in this journey than I am right now. The last thing, Okay, second last thing. The second last thing. Why? You know what? I was lazy. That's the other thing. I was so lazy when it comes to watching ICT concepts. Here are my 2022 mentorship notes right now. It seems like a lot of notes, It seems like a lot of notes. But when you actually read them, you realize that, nah, my boy, I was being lazy. Of course, when I wrote these notes, I had less knowledge of ICT than I did when I wrote the second note. So that could be an excuse, but we have no excuses here. It's not a valid reason. You know, I could have wrote more things. I could have understood more things. So I'm holding myself accountable. I was being lazy. I was watching ICT, right? I was writing notes, but I know myself and I know deep down that even though I was doing all of these things, those were just being a distraction. I was actually not learning from ICT. I was being lazy. I was truly being lazy. So, guys, you know your guys' selves. If you know that you can work harder than you are working right now, please do so. Don't be lazy. Otherwise, you won't reach the goal. Last but not least is that I wasn't journaling, right? And of course, another reason is that I didn't know what to look for where, because I still had to learn ICT concepts. But I was not even trying to look at price and I did not give myself permission to get things wrong. And I wish I did that earlier. Because right now I'm giving myself permission to this setup could have went anywhere and I would have still journaled it, you know. And that's what I was supposed to do in the beginning. From the beginning. When I don't understand something properly, I still try to apply it on the charts and then I journal it. That's what I was supposed to do. And I wasn't doing that because I wasn't giving myself permission to be wrong. So that's another thing. Give yourself permission to be wrong, guys. We are learning here. We are trying to grow, and you're going to have some setbacks. And if you avoid that, you're not going to make as much progress as you would if you are facing the storm. Yes, let's look at the market now. So New York kill zone has passed and price actually reached this liquidity right here. These relatively cool lows that are created. Alright, and yeah, we did not really get an optimal trade entry on New York session or New York kill zone. Right, this was New York kill zone and we did not really get an optimal trade entry. I didn't even need to draw the fib for you guys to see it. Right, and right now it's London close. So this was basically the daily range. We hit my target today, and yeah, I'm just gonna journal it right now, and I'm gonna go back to watching this video because I've not watched this video yet. I've watched this one only, but not this one right here. And maybe I might just refine these notes. And if you want these notes, guys, they are in the link in the description. If you want these notes, they are right there, guys. They are right there. Yeah.
I wanna be in your life until the night is over. I wanna hold you so tight, coming closer. It's been a hell of a ride, but every single moment you were there by my side.
So guys, right now I'm going to bath, then I'm going to watch more market primer. But I'm going to choose to end the video right here because it is almost time for me to post this video and I don't want you guys to have a late video today. So have a nice one, guys. If you have any comments, any questions, please put them in the comment section below. I'll make sure that I answer them in the comments or in the next video.
I'm